Picture this. A student who used to dread history class now leads a debate about civil rights, her voice trembling with passion. A shy teenager designs a rainwater harvesting system for his community, suddenly seeing himself as a problem solver. This is engaged learning pedagogy, not just a teaching method but a revolution in how we unlock human potential. Today, we're breaking down how ELP works, why it matters, and how you can harness its power. No PhD required. Engaged learning pedagogy, where curiosity meets purpose. Let's get radical. ELP isn't about what we teach, but how. Traditional classrooms? They're like radio broadcasts, one voice transmitting, others passively receiving. ELP turns that into a lively podcast where everyone contributes. At its heart, ELP says, learning isn't a spectator sport. From teachers as knowledge keepers to teachers as learning architects. From memorizing facts to solving real-world problems. From quiet rows of desks to buzzing hubs of collaboration. Real-world example. Instead of lecturing about climate change, students analyze local air quality data, interview city planners, and propose policy changes. Suddenly, chemistry isn't abstract equations, it's their city's future. This isn't theoretical. A 2014 study found STEM classes using ELP saw 55% lower failure rates. Why? Because when students do the work of scientists, they think like scientists. Softens. ELP isn't just about grades, it's about freedom. Scholar Bell Hooks called teaching a practice of liberation. Imagine a classroom where teachers and students learn together, where a lesson on literature sparks a conversation about justice in their own neighborhoods. Hooks' unforgettable contributions have shaped modern education in profound ways. First, there's holistic well-being. You can't pour from an empty cup. Teachers must nurture their own emotional health to create joyful, curious classrooms. Then, we have critical consciousness. Students don't just learn facts, they learn to ask who benefits from this system, who's silenced. And finally, mutual growth. A teacher might say, I don't have all the answers. Let's discover them with you. Take Maria, a student who once hated history. When her class reenacted the civil rights movement, debating as activists, lawmakers, and journalists, she realized history wasn't about dates, it was about power. That's Hooks' legacy education as a tool for personal and social transformation. ELP isn't a free-for-all. It's built on 5 pillars proven by decades of research. First, purposeful learning lessons mirror real-world challenges. For example, engineering students design affordable housing. Second, active participation. Students do, create, debate, no passive note-taking. Third, collaboration learning is social. Think peer reviews, group projects, Socratic seminars. Fourth, inclusivity. Honor all voices and learning styles. A quiet student might shine in a journaling activity, a kinetic learner thrives in a lab. And finally, alignment. Every activity ties to clear goals, no busy work. Forget fluffy theories. At the University of Minnesota, engaged learning pedagogy reduced dropout rates by connecting coursework to community needs. Sociology students don't just read about poverty, they volunteer at food banks, then propose solutions. Ready to start? Here's your toolkit. 1. The 10-minute rule. Replace one lecture segment weekly with Think, Pair, Share. What's one change you'd make in our school? 1 minute think, 2 minutes discuss, 2 minutes share. Flipped classroom. Assign a video lecture for homework. Use class time for debates. 2. Tech on a budget Padlet, collaborative brainstorming board. Canva students design infographics instead of writing reports. 3. Real-world Hooks partner with local NGOs, for example. Biology students restore a wetland. Use case studies from current events, like analyzing vaccine rollouts in a stats class. 4. Bell Hooks wisdom. Start class with a check-in question. What's one emotion you're bringing here today? Let students co-create assessment rubrics. Your opinion matters. Let's get real. Engaged learning pedagogy can feel chaotic. Common hurdles. But I have 200 students. Use tech. Break lectures into 10-minute chunks with poll-everywhere quizzes. My students resist. Scaffold autonomy. Start with structured group roles before full student-led projects. No time to plan. Steal this. Minute papers where students reflect on one takeaway. Pro tip: start small. One engaged learning pedagogy activity weekly builds momentum. Engaged learning pedagogy isn't about fixing education. It's about reimagining it. When students design solutions for their communities, debate ethical dilemmas, or simply feel seen, they don't just learn, they transform. And isn't that why we teach? Teach bravely, learn fearlessly. Smiling. Your challenge? Try one engaged learning pedagogy strategy this week. Share your wins and fails in the comments, because the best classrooms aren't quiet, they're alive with the sound of thinking.